This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
And welcome to the program. I'm Roby Brock. We are glad to have you with us. Alison Williams now joins me. She's the Chief of Staff for the Governor of the State of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
Yes. Is this your first time on the show?
It is. Thank you.
Oh, no pressure here.
Yeah, just newbie.
So the session has ended. The 92nd General Assembly has not signed died yet, but they've taken care of most of their business. They may come back and do a little cleanup here. Let's talk about the governor's package, the 4 T's.
Yes.
Teacher pay, transportation, transformation, and tax cuts.
Good job.
I know, I'm pretty good with the 4 T's there. What do you think was the most challenging thing to have to pass?
I think the most challenging this session was the transformation bill, not so much for any policy reason or real concern about it, but it's a lengthy bill. It's going to be a legacy for the governor, and people wanted to get it right. The governor said on your show a couple weeks ago that he was glad that the legislature was taking such a serious look at it, and we're glad to have it passed and signed yesterday.
Well, let's talk about what will go on with transformation. You guys have appointed a task force that is going to kind of, I guess, help navigate the transition for all of this. Amy Fetcher, who's on your staff, has been spearheading this for a couple of years anyway, and she's in charge of that. When will we see a cabinet head appointed?
Well, as the governor mentioned yesterday, he'll be making a secretary appointment sometime in the next 30 days. So he's taken some time to think about, now that he has the secretary or the department's decided to think about who's the best to lead those.
Has he already given some thought? Do you think that I'm not asking you to admit who some of them may be. Do you think he has already decided who some of his heads will be?
You know the governor as well as I do. He always has thoughts. He's not shared them with me, but I do expect that those conversations will happen soon.
All right. What else will the task force be doing in this interim period?
So the point of the transition team, it really comes out of the ideas that the governor and I both took away from our time in the Department of Homeland Security when that transition team was started. And the point being that you want these secretaries to come in and be as prepared to be successful as possible. So the transition team will be putting together binders of information regarding the agencies that are part of those departments, the grants that they have, the legislation that has affected them in this session, so that a secretary can come in and really get to work with their executive team when they get started in July.
On highways, on transportation, the governor, I guess, got the elements out there that he wants. One's going to have to be a voter-approved initiative, and that's where he'll spend some of his time campaigning over the next few years to try to push for passage of that. It will probably require that a plan be out there. People are not going to just, from experience, I would say, they're not going to just say, yes, please permanently raise taxes. I have no idea how you're going to spend it, but I trust you. When will we see some elements of a highway plan?
I think we'll be working with the Department of Transportation on that specifically, so the governor can go out with a campaign that informs the voters. So that's not been decided yet, but sometime soon.
You think it'll be before this summer? You think it'll be before the end of the year?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it'll be the end before this summer. There's a lot going on before then. I know this Department of Transportation certainly has proposals of how they'd like to use that. Now's an opportunity to dig down deeper into that and then bring that to the voters.
A controversy this last week of the legislative session involved the no sanctuary bill that the governor said he plans to sign into law, that he feels like has some problems with it because of potential for racial profiling. Why would the governor sign a bill into law that he knows has problems already?
Because he had commitment from the sponsors that they would amend it as he had requested. There was just an oversight done on the language and not enough time to get it amended. Excuse me. But the point being that the governor has the commitment of Senator Stubblefield to make that amendment in the next session, and so he trusts that and felt comfortable signing it.
No worries that between here and next session that there could be some sort of tinderbox that erupts between racial profiling and law enforcement?
No, not in any real way. No.
Okay. Lastly, you guys are supportive of the federal appeal of the Arkansas work requirement there. Any sense of how quickly that might move?
Well, as you probably know, both the Department of Justice and with the support of the Attorney General's office, both federally and here at the state level, have asked for that to be an expedited appeal. We fully support that. So our hope is that the judge will view it expeditiously and that we'll have a better answer on that soon.
All right. She's Alison Williams, Chief of Staff to Governor Asa Hutchinson. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Good to be with you.
Thanks, Roby.
All right. When we come back, more political news with Wes Brown, who's been covering the Capitol beat for us this last legislative session, and Paul Gatling with details from Northwest Arkansas. We're back right after this.